Hello, and welcome to the film section, a segment where we scroll through our libraries and pick out a film to talk about and review. I'm Gabe.
And I'm Black Mario, but you can call me Ernest if you want. I don't really care. No, it's a taste.
And today, we're talking about Predator, directed by John McTiernan, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yay! Oh, racial slur. I'm right here, bro, and I'm right here.
Spoiler alert: he's not black.
Who's he? Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Neither.
He can say the N-word. That is fine. He can say
He has the
He can
pass.
say the all he wants. He has the pass.
He has the pass from Puerto Rican.
Yeah. No, but he can say no. He can just say it. He doesn't even need a pass. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He can say it. He can say it all he wants. No one's gonna be like, hey, you can say that word. Why can't I say that word? No one's gonna mess with this big Austrian man. No one's gonna do it.
Except for Stallone.
Even now. Well, Stallone can also say the N-word. He can say it too. No one's gonna mess with him either.
Mark Wahlberg doesn't have the pass, though.
He's short, he's muscular, so I would never be like.
I don't give him the pass. He has a history.
I know, but he's a good man now.
All right. Well,
he's a really good man now too.
I don't know the man personally, but I've been to his restaurant. And I gotta say, it slaps.
It's a restaurant?
Yeah, Wahlburgers. There's like 2 locations in Massachusetts.
How dare you support a racist?
Well, damn, guess I ain't buying literally anything.
It's just like Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A is homophobic.
Yeah. No, I'm saying.
Damn. Do they make good chicken? And
yeah.
We have gay friends, and even they will tell you Chick-fil-A is smacks.
They
God damn, their chicken tastes so good.
We got some nice chicken.
But yeah, Predator. It's a movie. When did this come out? 1987? Was that it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, that was just a guess. But
so
yeah,
you need to know
like a 1987 movie.
You guys need to know off the bat, him and I don't see this movie the same way. I think he's really wrong about this movie, but it's fine. We can talk about why.
Let's clear this up right away. I'm wrong because I don't love it like he does, even though I think it's a very good movie. It is a very well-made movie. It makes a lot of sense. I just don't love it.
Oh no, honestly, I thought that's what you were exactly going to contradict. Be like, no, it doesn't make sense. Like, oh, really?
No,
like,
the movie makes sense. The characters are competent. Everything that happens is totally understandable and makes sense. There's a little bit of throw the hero around instead of kill him. It's a little bit of playing with your food, but it's very quick. So I'm willing to overlook it. At the end, I guess. I mean, it's a 30-year-old movie. Fuck off.
Oh no, I mean.
Spoiler alert! Fuck off. It's 30 years old. Like, who cares? At the end, when the Predator takes off his helmet, right, and you're one ugly motherfucker, and then he just throws him around for a little bit until he can't anymore because the movie's gonna end. I'm just saying that's something we'd get upset about in another movie.
What movie?
There are plenty of other movies that.
No, but give me an example, so
I'm struggling to.
Because it makes a lot of sense with the Predator.
Yeah, sure. Because he's for sport.
And it's not only that, he's found out that Dutch, the character, that he's like, oh shit, this guy's something else. Okay, I'm gonna fight him fair and square, but I know I'm gonna beat the shit out of him because he's inferior to me. but I'm gonna give him a chance. I'm gonna
I
give
could
him a chance.
totally use my incredibly cut through man uh blades right now, but I am a warrior.
Also, it's due to the fact that we know that the Predator's pissed. Like this has never happened to him before. That is evidenced by everything that's happened. He's pissed, and he kind of just wants to enjoy this moment right now, knowing that the guy Dutch can't really do anything about it. But
He kills him with a Looney
also,
Tunes trap.
no, it's also really awesome how when Arnold is encouraging him to go to the spikes, like, come on, yeah, kill me. I like how the Predator just leans on the trap like he isn't gonna do shit, but he looks at everything, does a little, and then jumps up. Like for that moment, for like the third act entirely, the Predator became a character.
Yeah, and then got killed with a trap from Acme.
It's pretty great. But let's just start from the beginning.
We don't have to. There is a lot. There isn't really too much to talk about in terms of the film, other than what we liked and what we didn't. Well, I'm sure there's nothing for you that you didn't like in this movie.
Um, thank God that that they didn't blow up the hut that had all the information that Dylan needed. Mighty convenient.
Thank God they killed Hawkins first.
Hawkins, that's it. Like,
Shane Black, the dude who's always talking
yeah.
about pussy.
those jokes of his weren't funny.
No,
But
we're not funny at all.
they didn't make much sense. But I just like how he's like he stumble on this joke and
He repeat.
Billy
He's
and
okay. I'm
yeah
gonna
and
I'm
Billy
there
didn't
watching The
laugh at first.
Sopranos, and he is full on Paul Galtieri, where he says the joke and then he goes, "You see, this is what I. You see, you heard what I just said, and I repeat the joke
Yeah.
to explain to you what the joke is, because it's
Mhm.
so much funnier when you have to explain the joke."
But
But I
the
guess it's a
second
fun
time,
fact to
Billy
know.
does laugh.
God, that laugh scared the shit out of me. So I should also preface.
I think that's the point too,
This
because
is my
he
second time
barely
ever
does it.
watching the film, and the first time I watched this movie was back in April when I bought the 4K Blu-ray, and I had never seen the film before. Watched it for the first time, so I think I definitely was detached from like, oh, I have fond memories of this. I saw it when I was younger, like Terminator 2 or Total Recall.
He was very unimpressed by the movie when he first saw it. I'm like,
I
oh,
was very
really?
unimpressed, but but now watching it the second time, I do have a little more appreciation for it, as this is the film that birthed the cliches, birthed this kind of film. The what is it, the man versus nature kind of movie?
Well, thing is, the movie has three stages of what it is. First, it's an action movie, whole ass. Second, a survival movie, and then the third would be man versus nature thing,
Yeah.
which is a really pretty genius transition from each to each. It's like Attack on Titan. It just seemingly does it. Just we did that,
Yeah,
and it's good.
we're suddenly flipping the script, which I will say,
Yeah.
okay, I I know you're gonna fight me on this. I have one, in my opinion, legitimate problem with the film,
All right.
and I'm sure you're gonna fight me on this, but hear me out. I
See it.
feel the film for the first 30 to 45 minutes, maybe the first hour, is a little slow.
Really?
And for me, it's a little slow. And I think it's because the movie takes a long time for the plot to set in.
It's
And
an hour and 46 minutes. That's crazy.
it's a very short movie, but it takes a while to get going. If you're expecting a like fast-paced action movie, you're watching the wrong Schwarzenegger.
I think I would have understood like 20 minutes, but an hour?
Because remember, it doesn't. Because I clocked it. It's not until around 40 minutes that we even get to the camp.
40 minutes until we
Around
get to the
around
camp.
30 to 40 minutes until we get to the gorilla camp.
I don't think that's
I, I
true.
did I did clock it. It's around 30 minutes when we get to the gorilla camp, and I think around 36 to 40 we're done with the camp.
It's a long action scene.
It's a long scene.
I can believe 30, but not 40. Like that's a little. Ooh.
Yeah, 30 to 40 minutes until the movie like kind of gets going. And for me, that was not necessarily a slog to get through, but I was checking the time a bit. Like, okay, what are we doing here? And
Yeah, you're saying that, but was everything that was all that bad to you?
no, I was just like kind of. It's weird because I knew where the movie was going. I've seen it, but I was still kind of sitting there going, all right, come on, get to it. I actually think I was more impressed with it the first time I saw it because I didn't know what was coming.
Hmm.
But this time I was definitely appreciating it more, but also noticing that, which is for me that first 40 minutes is
Yeah.
a
Well, I
bit
can't.
a bit of a drag to get through. But once we get past that, the movie kind of fires on all cylinders, and it's way more enjoyable
Wouldn't
after that.
wouldn't it be a drag if it is bad? Like that's
It can be a drag even
like.
if it's good. Is for me, it's totally up to like person and
Well, yeah. Again, I can't exactly combat your personal opinion on how you felt about it. Can't really
it's
combat that. Be like, you're a fucking idiot. I can't really say that. It's not much I could take from that, other than me just saying I appreciated how the film took its time to explain certain aspects and why they're there, what is happening, the little mystery behind the whole thing, whilst giving us some neat action and character stuff. It's pretty good establishment.
yeah, the practical effects are really gnarly, which is really
Oh my god,
appreciated. The
the predator
practical
the predator
effects,
looks really good.
the practical effects. Um,
Mhm.
I do think that okay, you can you can call this fishing. But can we talk about the CGI, the visual
uh,
effects that are done, the camouflaging?
yeah, the
They
camouflage does
didn't
not hold up.
age. They did not age well.
It
Like
looks fun. It looks good.
when they're doing like the predator vision, the heat vision, that shit looks crazy. That looks amazing.
It does.
But just
And man, the transition from the blue vision to the red vision in the end when he took his mask off,
oh,
that
when he
was
takes the
great.
helmet off, yeah, that does. That did give me a question, but not for this movie.
Hmm. For
It
the
actually ended up
the
for the later Predator movies that I've seen. I haven't seen Predator 2. I did see
I haven't
Predators.
seen Predator 2 in ages.
Um,
That's what I can
I
say.
did see Predators, and I did see the Alien vs Predator movies, and I've seen The Predator, which I mean, God, The Predator is
Because,
a
because I got about that later.
because that was a movie
Some of
that I
the
know you'll
some of
fight
the
me
time,
on.
guys.
General consensus, I thought that movie was just kind of dumb, dumb fun for like most of it, and then they did that reveal in the end, and I went, "Fuck you! This movie's dog shit."
Yeah, you've mentioned this before, and I'm like, you can't tell me the movie's just okay, and then go, oh no, it's bad afterwards. No, it's better the way, and we'll talk about why. Or
No. It's a really dumb, like stupid cheesy action movie like Jurassic World. But with the Jurassic World, I just had fun because it was
oh,
so
all right.
dumb. The Predator, I had a breaking point.
Oh no, I'm sorry, but the movie going out of its way to show the big predator kill the old predator really pisses me off.
Yeah.
Like do that, take a skull of it and spit on his face is like
Yep.
such a fucking insult, and I hated it.
And then the Predator dogs.
Oh.
Those fucking things are so
Man,
stupid.
fucking Genesis does this shit too. You're just a relic from a deleted timeline. Fuck you.
What movie's worse, The Predator or Terminator Genesis? I think Terminator
Genesis.
Genesis.
Genesis with
All right.
Genesis is
Darth
worse.
Vader, The Predator. I think I'm gonna go The Predator.
Darth Fate. I'm gonna go with Darth Fate. It shot itself in the foot when it killed John Connor.
It shot itself in the foot when it called itself Dark Fate.
I wouldn't put it to the title why it's bad, but you're sure it's a bad title.
It's a dumb title. It shot itself in the foot when it decided to exist.
That is true.
When they decided to make more Terminator.
I mean, you could say this thing about Predators. Predator. There we go. They all have different movies names sometimes.
I don't know why they called that new one The Predator.
Even though there's more than one. I guess it's because of the big one.
Why did they call it The Predator if there's more than whatever? Anyway,
I guess
back to
whatever.
Predator,
whatever.
The good one.
Back to the good one.
Yeah.
We should just title this, covering the Predator while shitting on the Predator.
I can't put the word shit in a YouTube title.
Just censor it. Just do the little signs and shit.
The asterisk.
You could do that. Yeah, the asterisks.
That's whatever.
Yeah. Don't say crappin'. That's too PG. Crappin'. Just that.
Taking a big fat dookie.
We're taking a big fat dookie. PG word.
I feel like dookie at this point is a much more PG-13 word than crab. And it's funny because dookie is a more childish word.
Dookie is very childish.
But it sure
is
funnier.
Now back to
Predator.
The movie.
You know, the good movie that we're talking about.
Man, I think I'm willing to say that this is probably Arnold's best acting role outside of the Predator. Outside of being the Terminator, the T-100, because he actually does add a lot of nuance into his role, into his performance.
He's a man of few words in Predator.
He talks a lot. I don't know.
Compared to everyone else, he doesn't talk as much, but he says words very efficiently. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to like best performance, I would.
This is probably it. Of course, I said a T-100.
Are we forgetting?
Man, really?
Recall?
No, we're not. It's really good. He's really good in there too, but this is just better. No, we're not forgetting Total Recall.
Nah, man, I have
we can watch. We can do that later.
I have to give that to Total Recall.
We can do that movie later. He's a big fan of
Total Recall. I would love to do Total Recall again. I would love to do Total Recall. Fucking Total Recall is great.
It is.
But yeah, this movie's pretty good too. For me, I remember way more like the lines, the dialogue, which was cheesy, but I
think the version you mentioned, not all. I mean, they're not all.
They're not all cheesy.
Stick around.
Knock knock.
Here's a flaw to point out. The guy who he just the knife at has a gun, and the guy decides to walk up to Dutch instead of fucking shooting him from far away because he has a gun.
Stands up in the middle of the guerrilla army, and if anybody literally looked to the right, they could see him, but nobody sees him.
Wait, stand up how? Wait, stood up like while he was.
Remember when he stands up to get to push the car?
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie shows like a reverse shot of him standing and then like what he's looking at, and if literally there's a gorilla car
right behind one of the guards.
But there's a really gorilla car that passes by, and if anyone would have looked right in that car, they would have saw him.
No, because the car was blocking the view. He wasn't behind the car.
No. I'm talking about there's a scene in that shot. There's a car that drives by. Not the car that he's standing next to. There's a car that's driving by in frame.
Hold on. He's standing up. Is he looking through the binoculars?
No. This is when he goes down to plant the bombs. The charges, I think.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh
then
well, no,
and
it
then he
doesn't
gets
matter because I was gonna say the trees were, being the good cover.
no.
Trees,
He
wood,
gets out of the trees to like stand up and then push the car. But before he goes to push the car, he is like either
Hold on,
prone or
you're
he's standing
you're you're
up.
saying
Uh-huh.
just he wasn't just prone all the way.
Huh?
I was gonna say, are we sure he wasn't just prone all the way?
No. I just watched this yesterday.
All right.
Um. Yeah. I mean, I'm. That's what I remember. I I would check the movie right
I don't
now,
think that's
but
what I remember. I'm pretty sure he was.
I can check the movie right now. But
Right.
all right. I guess we are about to hold on. This is our first time, folks. Ain't ready for it to happen. Okay. Oh, shit was fucking loud. So if I go back to this scene, look, see where he is. He stands up.
No, I
Look.
can't.
Oh,
Hold
is
on,
it not?
hold on.
It says you're washing.
I can't see it. It's all black.
How about now?
Nope.
I mean, it's all black.
It's all black. Like I should see black. It's just a black.
And do you see Google?
So. All right, now it's better.
Oh.
I had to leave.
Okay. How about now? Can you see the predator? Or is it still all black?
No, it's not. It's not all black.
Okay.
It's good now.
So you see how he's standing up right here?
Mm-hmm.
And you see how there's these dudes in the back? And at this point, I'm not gonna suspect anyone sees it at this point. But yeah, they make this. They show this in the shot that there are people walking by, and if they just happen to look, they could.
Oh, you said there was a car walking by.
I thought it was a car, but it was just people. Just the gorillas. See? These dudes right here.
Mm-hmm.
They could have seen him. It is a small thing, but it is there if you wish to bring it up.
Yeah, fair point.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I thought you would be like, why didn't you hear him? They could have. The oil was going on.
No, my point was, why didn't they see him? But yeah, back to the actual like talk of the movie.
I wanted to make a whole discussion from beginning to end, but I guess not.
You don't have to. Like, what is there to like fully break down about this?
But the whole movie, like,
we can just talk about the fact that the characters are competent. That's like really, like they're not inherently stupid. Congrats.
Yeah, because they're military men,
Well, I mean, it's not that they're just military men. They wrote them not stupid.
They're special forces. Yes.
Well,
This ain't their first rodeo.
But nope. But they also, went out of their way to not write the characters stupid.
Hold on. I'll be back. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Okay, we're back. Oh shit! My Seth Rogen impression got put on. Yeah, can we talk about the Predator design? Like, just how good it is.
What?
The Predator design, how good it is.
Hmm?
The
Okay,
Predator
sorry.
design, how good it is.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
It is fucking awesome.
I don't think it ever got fucking better either.
It well, they never changed it other than the Super Predator and
No,
the Predator.
no, but like no, they changed. Yeah, I was gonna say they totally changed it for other films coming after that. They totally had some other versions of it, but I'm saying like the quality of how it looks would never look
Yeah,
as real as it did there, or any other movie
and
never
all
really
that, all those,
managed to capture
all
how
that
good it looked.
props just goes to the Stan Winston workshop in how fucking talented those guys are
Hmm.
who worked on this movie to get that
Yeah,
that that thing on screen looking that cool. And supposedly this movie had like a ridiculous amount of like production issues with the Predator itself, which is why they chose to camouflage him for most of the movie
yeah.
because they just couldn't get any effects working. So they just decided to not have him in the movie for a lot of it, or at least like have him be invisible.
It, and it's actually really genius how they do
And
it
it's
too.
yeah, it's really it works perfectly. It's like it's like what they did in Jaws. The shark ain't working. Well, shit. Guess he ain't in the movie until we can actually get him working.
It builds up the what do you say, the suspense of how what the thing what might fucking be, and when you do see it, it is at its most vulnerable moment in time when it's now it's pissed, wounded, but really pissed too, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a quick shot too. It's a psh, there. There's a little
Yep.
sneak peek. Wait for the
You
rest.
get a very quick peek of what he looks like, and I do think they did the right move with gradually revealing what he kind of looked like. Where like
Hmm.
you see snippets of him every so often. Like at the beginning, you only see the his vision, and then you see his hand, and then you
Yeah.
see his eyes, then you see his legs, his arm. You see a glimpse of his mask, and then you see like the full body, and then at the end you see the face.
Yeah.
They they
Hmm.
they just they nailed it with how they showed the creature.
They know
Uh, he,
it's
I
pretty
would
good.
say, I think they did a pretty good job later on out of like, accentuating how he moves, like what they did with the xenomorphs and Alien, like how they perfected that later on in terms of the movement of the creature. But because in this movie
Yeah,
he has a lot of a dude in a suit walking around movement, which is exactly it's what he is. He's a dude in a suit. What can you do? But they definitely it's not a problem for this movie because they did literally what they could.
and they did well,
Yeah, they
very
did
well.
well. They did very well with what they had. I actually don't. Who did the makeup on this film? Was it Rick Baker?
I like how I like his
Yes.
weaponry too, very effective.
Yeah.
Yes, a cannon that can it can be an insta kill depending on how he hits it. It can blow heads off, blow people's through a chest, blow arms off, but thankfully it just managed to
Yeah.
fucking
It
graze
just
Dutch.
grazes Dutch. Yep.
And it hurt a lot too. It was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Clearly it's something very different. And it's pretty cool. I like it's like the whole concept of the predator. And honorable character too. The fact that it hunts only for sport so much that it didn't bother hunt the girl.
Oh.
Because as far
Anna.
as what?
Anna.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because as far as it's aware, she's just a,
No sport in it.
what do you call it? No, she's just chilling. She's basically just a
She's like a
spectator.
yeah. No sport in it. If she's not fighting back, there's no sport.
And you know, pre neat little detail of her not leaving because
She's
she's
scared out of
as
her
far as
mind.
yeah, and as far as she knows, the thing might get her too,
Yep.
and she's the safest she can be with those dudes.
Yep. And as long as she
But
doesn't pick up a gun and fire at him.
yeah, then you become an enemy.
Yep. Yeah. Who's your favorite character outside of Dutch? For me, it might be outside of Dutch and Dylan.
Uh,
Because I like Billy.
might be Mac.
Mac was pretty cool.
They were all pretty cool. Well, I guess except
didn't-
Hawkins.
Except for
Nice.
Hawkins.
He was
and
nice.
I didn't care for Tyrannosaurus. I don't know his actual name.
Sexual Tyrannosaurus.
Sexual
They're all about us. Lock,
Tyrannosaurus.
jock, faggots.
A sexual Tyrannosaurus. Like me.
Just like her.
Dylan. You son of a bitch.
Dylan. That will never stop being iconic.
Yep.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
If it bleeds, you can kill it.
What's wrong? You see, you guys push too many pencils? Huh? It's a good line. It's like you lost your fucking. Basically told him he lost his fucking masculinity in the office. Like, I fucking pussy. Great.
Billy! Mike!
Man, it's crazy how smart the Predator is. Too, like, because it's funny how Billy wanted to face him head on, like, yeah, I'm gonna face you head on, but the Predator said, nah, I'm just gonna sneak attack you.
Sorry, I don't have time for this. Just need that skull.
I ain't got time for games, bro.
He tried to act all cool. We took out the fucking Bowie knife he had and just slashed his chest.
That you wanna call that a knife? That's a big knife.
It's a Bowie knife, probably. And those things are fucking
For
huge.
Yeah, man.
It's practically a short sword.
It really is a short
It
sword.
really is just a short sword.
Also, it's really funny I find how he carved it, on his chest. It looked more like he colored his chest rather than cut himself.
My man had the rebellion said, all right, let me see if I can get my devil sin. If the Yamato takes the devil out of the man.
Also, do you believe that the Predator used the pig to lure the guys out and activate the trap so he can get the body?
That would be
I always believe
hilarious. That would just be hilarious.
It would. But frankly, I do believe he did that. It's too convenient not to be the case.
If it is just that convenient, that just makes that whole situation that much funnier.
Yeah.
But it probably
But yeah,
was
I
the
was
Predator throwing the pig the boar at him, because it wasn't a pig, it was a fucking boar.
It was a boar
at him and just I got you, motherfucker.
But it's fucking warhog.
I got you.
And then Billy laughs at the thing.
Oh god, fucking Billy's laugh.
Billy laughs at something that the other dude said, and
Hawkins.
I always found out that it wasn't out of the fact that he, was found it funny. He was just really nervous.
Well, when Hawkins told him the joke.
Yeah, no, that was the first time. But after they killed the boar, after the Mac killed the boar, and I forget his name, something the dude said at Mac, and then Billy laughed at it.
Oh, dude who speaks Spanish.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Was it Poncho?
Poncho, yeah, Poncho. I like him too. I can't believe I forgot his name too.
I can make
it. Yeah, after something he said, Billy laughed. I always thought it wasn't out of, because he found it funny. He was just he himself is scared, nervous, and he's
I ain't got time to bleed. You got time to duck?
I ain't got time.
Uh,
Got time to duck.
fucking,
That movie's really good.
yeah, it's a good movie. I don't love it, but you know,
Also,
it's a good movie. I acknowledge it.
the gotta
Oh yeah, let's
gotta
not.
talk about
We cannot go without talking about Peter Collins' laugh.
huh?
We cannot go without talking about Peter Collins' laugh at the end of the film as the Predator. That laugh is fucking terrifying,
It is.
and it's so loud.
I gotta love how much it says about the situation. Like, yeah, you won, but you're gonna die.
I got you, motherfucker.
I got you. But you're gonna die. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Also, I love how Joyce doesn't understand what the fuck is going on. He's like, "What? What are
Nope.
you? What are you laughing?"
No, he's like, what is going? Oh,
But of course you would. Yeah. Once he sees that the fact that the symbols are getting smaller, disappearing from each panel, he's like, oh shit, I'm gonna.
oh, ah, ah, ah.
Ah, ah. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore.
I want to go home.
Also, oh man, the final fight is really good too.
Yeah, Alan Silvestri's score really good.
It is really
It
good.
it sounded like he took from like when it comes like Infinity War. It sounded like he took a lot from Predator into the Infinity War and Endgame scores
Maybe.
because there's a lot of like kind of motifs and things, little things that he does in Predator that he does in Infinity War and Endgame. Like in Infinity War
Um,
and Endgame, he does a lot of like very like loud brass sounds, followed by like and by like a little bit of like a little marching drum.
yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't the victory, I say victory themes, the very the heavily followed by trombones and whatnot. They
Yeah,
remind me
brass.
of a lot of
Yeah.
stuff from Captain America.
Yep. He probably did a lot
Just
of similar things in there. He probably even took like some
yeah,
straight up motifs from Predator and put them in Infinity War
probably.
and Endgame.
Of course, the Infinity War squad might be a little better, but either way, really good.
Yeah. I'm kind of out of things to say about this movie. I mean,
Well, I have so much to say, but I was kind of just mentioning how good the final fight was.
yeah, it's a good fun fight.
Yeah,
I think that the
how
tension
you know
actually settles in that like last like
this movie is
third.
very tense.
Yeah. When it is just Dutch, that's when I was like, okay, now we're in for it. Now we're into the real shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it is just your lead, and he hasn't said a word for 15 minutes.
Well, he said, "Didn't see me."
And then he doesn't say anything else until, you're one ugly motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Yeah, one ugly motherfucker. What the hell are you?
What the hell are you? What the hell are
I just love that response. Like, what the fuck are you? Jesus Christ, how did you do this to me?
you? I love how like his face when he gets hit with the tree full on Looney Tunes moment. He just lays there and he goes, "What do you want, man?" The Predator has this look on
Yeah,
his
he's
face
actually
like
very expressive for having.
for having no eyebrows.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of expression. Like this is what I was talking about in the when he found out what the trap was. Just he had such a smug fucking look on his face. It was great.
When he's just laying there, he's like, "Man, fuck you." If I'm going, you're
Fuck you.
coming. If I'm going, you're coming with me.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna fucking suck my dick, bitch. I'm gonna blow myself up. Yeah, I'm taking
You know what? I'm done. You had your fun.
my life for you, nigga. Fuck you. Yeah, that's right, bitch.
You
This
gonna
hurts a lot.
die. Welcome to the
You're gonna
jungle,
die.
baby. You gonna die.
You know the fucking Mr. Krabs meme, the money, money, money. Ah! That it's just the predator going skulls, skulls. That's just the trade. Just fucking dies. Oh man, oh shit, does that fucking become more evident as his movies went on and on and on until he just became
Money, money, money.
money, money. That's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, and you just gotta appreciate Dutch's, you know, face in the helicopter. Just fucks that.
What the
He is just so fucking done.
Man, what happened to me?
I'm gonna retire. I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm gonna go build a house. Have a
I'm
family.
gonna go build a house.
Pray they don't get
Yeah, I'm gonna.
killed.
Anna, you single? No, no, I'm not single. No, yo no soy. Yo estoy casada. Mi esposo me está esperando. No sabes qué. Tú matas a mi esposo, pendejo. You killed my husband. When you're in the right, I still hate you.
I'm gonna go marry Sharon Stone. I gotta go, man.
I'm gonna bye. I'm bad. Bye. I'm gonna be in fucking action movies. I'm gonna buy my son
Turbo. I need a Turbo Man
over.
doll.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna buy a
I'm
Turbo
gonna go
Man
beat
doll.
the shit out of Sinbad for a Turbo Man doll. For Anakin Skywalker.
I'm gonna race the. I'm gonna race the Chosen One, and then I'm going to fly with a rocket, and then my son's going to grow up to be Darth Vader. It's going to be amazing.
I'm going to race, and then I'm going to become the governor
Then
of California.
I'm going to cut the governor. I'm gonna find the maid. I'm gonna find the maid, and then I'm gonna go to jail, and I'm gonna meet my friend Sylvester Stallone, and we're gonna get together.
I'm gonna meet my friend Sly, and we're gonna make these great movies together. And then I'll finally go back into politics. I will express every one of my political opinions on Twitter. And I'm also incredibly knowledgeable about the filmmaking business.
Bet, do you think he watches these videos and goes like, do I really sound like that?
I hope not. Because these are awful impressions of him.
No, Arnold. I think you should know that I love you so much. You're my favorite actor ever. I want to meet you. I want to hang out with you.
I want to shake your hand.
I want to shake your hand. I want to pump iron with you. I want to meet you one day.
That man is
I'm
incredibly built.
I'm literally. I'm just gonna fanboy so much if I ever meet you, Arnold, Mr. Schwarzenegger.
Me with Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester, oh man, I want to meet Sylvester Stallone too. It's gonna be like a good conversation.
the duo who you never understand what they're saying.
I'm gonna ask him. I was just gonna ask Sylvester. Did you ever consider putting Arnold in your movies for him to be like one of your boxing opponents if you ever made a six movie? And he probably would have said no. Because yeah, he probably would have said no because they didn't like each other back then. So oh well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It was nice. It's still. Do you regret killing Apollo? He'll say yes because he does. Why did you kill Apollo?
Oh, we gotta talk about Carl Weathers. I love Carl Weathers in this movie, man.
Oh, he's really good in this movie. Yeah.
Oh, Carl Weathers is a goddamn treasure. Hold on to that chopper.
Bastards. Man, I really like you know, yeah, he had he had a lot of emotion when he said you're expendable to Dutch. You know, you could tell that he was hurt by saying that. Like, oh, I don't want to say that. I'm sorry for saying that.
I woke up.
And I just love how his character ends. You know, he just goes, okay, yeah, I've been a piece of shit. I've been a piece of shit to you guys. I'm gonna make up to it. I'm gonna make up with it. Okay, I'm going to help. I'm gonna do this. Like, and he went out like a fucking G. You know, got his arm blown off. Whatever. I got another one.
Still tried. Still tried.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I got another one.
Oh, it's not gonna work.
So good.
Well, you know, I'll
Yeah,
be in
whatever.
the Mandalorian soon enough.
Yeah, I just wish he just spat on the Predator's face like, you can't kill me.
You can't kill me.
Man, it was a more honorable death than he was in the Rocky 4. That wasn't bullshit at all.
Man, Apollo Creed is so cool.
But oh well.
I guess
Well,
for another time. Because Rocky's one. That's one of my favorite films ever made.
Well, it's the best boxing film of all time, so really, what you gonna do?
I'm not gonna argue.
What?
I'm not gonna argue. But there is an argument for Rocky 2.
Yeah, it's an argument, but you know, it's still not true.
I'm still gonna go with Rocky 1, but Rocky 2 is incredibly solid.
Rocky 2's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, I guess we're almost getting into 50 minutes here. Do you wanna do this rating?
Yeah.
Unless you have some final thoughts you want to get in before we get into ratings.
Well, I have a lot more to say about the movie, but seeing as we took a very different turn in the movie into talking about this, I guess we can just leave it off here.
If you got some things to say, you know, I'm not gonna stop you. I'm pretty much done at this point in terms of what I have to say. I'll bounce off of you for a little bit.
Oh. Well,
we don't have to go super in depth or anything, but you know, if you got some final things you want to
say
before we go.
Let's see. I want to say it probably says a lot about the movie. How much they put in the action scenes between them and the Predator than them with the humans. I mean, I like the action scene with them and the humans, but it's a little silly.
It's really silly.
It is really silly with them flying off like fucking Power Rangers.
It's making you go like, what movie am I watching right now?
What movie am I watching? Like it. The action itself does make sense. It's very clever. It's poorly edited, of course, because
oh man, oh man,
it's really choppy, but
the amount of cuts.
Yeah, I just like the character decisions made. Like every decision the characters made in terms of action makes sense. That's what a lot of action movies.
No one reloads. Those M16 clips have like 30 rounds max, and no one reloads. They are just firing.
I guess we have to assume they reloaded off screen.
You know what would have been way more tense? What would be way more tense? If the characters ran out of ammo.
It's probably true.
Like if they had to constantly reload because they're firing so many bullets and they're not like really hitting anything.
Well, you got to consider this. That is true, but since the Predator is also, the Predator kind of needed his own limiter on what he couldn't do because, I think they did that. I think they might have done that deliberately to show that the Predator is not invincible. So he couldn't risk himself.
Obviously, he could have still taken hits or anything, but we saw obviously that he's capable of fixing himself. So at that point, that already
gave us a reason of going.
The humans,
that can give us a reason of.
The humans are like, okay, we just wasted all this ammo on this guy, and he can just take the hit. And now we're out of ammo. What do we do? It could have been like something they could have done for tension, but this movie was made 30 years ago.
Probably would have taken out.
I'm willing to
Well, would have taken
overlook.
a different turn.
Would have
I
been a
think
very. It would have been a different movie. This was definitely still
might
trying to
have been, yeah.
be an action movie, a fun action movie, but it wasn't trying to be
You know
John
that
Wick, where everyone is reloading.
that does kind of come in with the fact that Dutch doesn't have any weapons really.
At the end of the
He has
film,
to
because
make
he
this.
loses them all. He just
Yeah,
loses them.
he says, "Fuck that! I'm not running away." Also, it's actually really subversive how after Dutch jumps in, to the waterfall and then
He
rests,
didn't jump.
but the predator doesn't stop. He's just,
He
nah,
didn't
I'm
jump.
gonna go. I'm gonna follow you.
He didn't jump. He got dragged.
Slides off.
He got
Yeah,
dragged.
look, he slides.
Yeah.
What?
He got dragged off. Remember? Didn't the predator
I
like
thought.
drag him off? I thought that was what he did.
No. He fell. It was like
I
he was
guess it
going
was
down and then
that.
he found this big slope and
Yeah,
then
and
he
then he
slid off
flew.
and
Yeah,
then
he slid off the with a really bad
yeah.
zoom in shot. That's so low
Yeah, that's
quality.
pretty bad.
Which did you notice sometimes the audio would be really weird? Like sometimes like the characters sound like super crisp and clear, and then sometimes it's like yeah, hear you, Dylan.
I don't think I noticed that.
I was listening. I read the surround bar I had in
Well,
my
yeah,
room.
now you pointed out maybe a few times, but I couldn't really point them out to you.
So okay, yeah. Um, early on in the film, there's a scene where Dutch and Mac are talking to each other, and Mac sounds like really low quality and jumbled, but yet and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
when
yeah.
when Dutch talks, it's super crisp and clear. I only noticed this because the sound bar I have. I put it in my room
Mhm.
again, so I was watching the movie with surround sound, and I could
I always
notice,
assumed that it was
and
just
I could
because that's
notice
how
them
Mac talks. It's
clearly.
very low.
It was just a weird issue with the sound mixing, but it is what it is, right?
I assume that's because of how Mac talks, very low.
No, that's not what I mean. It sounded jumbled, like there were other sounds in the mix when he was talking, but when
Oh,
Dutch talks, you hear only him and super clear.
yeah. Oh well.
It's just small things. It doesn't even happen throughout the entire movie. It's very inconsistent.
But yeah, it's actually pretty subversive how the predator jumps in the water anyway, and you wouldn't have expected that. Like, oh, he gets a break.
I
Nope,
guess he ran
he
away.
doesn't.
I guess he just fuck it. He fell. Nope.
Nope. I'm like, oh, there we have fucking gay ass Jurassic World. Like, oh, then the dinosaur isn't gonna go chase him because he can't swim. That's cute. But nope, predator. Folks, the water. What the fuck is this? Um, the predator is a Chad in this movie. He's like, whatever, bro.
Yeah.
Also, the scene in the jungle where they kill, Tyrannosaurus. Well, the predator kills him, and then
He gets
just
so
the
caught. He gets
whole,
caught off guard, and then he just, and then he gets
and
blasted in
then
the chest again.
contact, and then oh my god, bullets go flying.
It is so loud.
And man, it's so cool because it feels like those characters never do shit like that. Overall, like this is something they would usually do, but they don't know what the fuck is hunting them, what is happening. So yes, we're gonna start shooting everywhere because our friend is doing it. So we kind of have to, yeah, let's fucking just fucking die, whatever's chasing us. That's what it came off as, and it was pretty awesome. Just that was like what, a whole minute of them just shooting,
Yeah, at least a minute.
huh?
At least like 30 seconds.
Oh, that was so good too.
Yeah.
Really loud.
It's really loud.
Makes sense. Bullets be like that.
Bullets do be like that.
Bullets do be like that.
Which also, can we talk about how Tyrannosaurus was holding the minigun, one hand on like the trigger, which is like just a button, and then the other hand on the
Yeah.
bottom where the heat of the weapon will be. He's gladly,
Say
at
that
least
again.
he's not. So Tyrannosaurus, I don't know his actual name. He's holding the
No.
minigun by
Yeah.
the trigger, right? Which is that's correct. and then he's got his other hand on the bottom of the weapon.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, fine, but realistically, that's going to be absorbing a lot of heat from live shells ejecting over and over
Well,
and over,
was
200 rounds per minute.
Yeah, was he holding it from the barrel?
No,
Barrels?
he was holding it right next to the barrel, where the ejection port is. Because
Right.
the gun, the minigun doesn't have a secondary like arm for holding it. For some reason, his minigun doesn't. So, like, realistically, if he were to have that minigun, he'd have the second. It's just it's a nitpick. I'm just thinking, like, man, your hands must be burning.
Well, I didn't know that the minigun would get hot from not the barrel.
It's shooting 200 rounds per minute. Live shells. That's just gonna get hot.
Yeah, of course, it's gonna get hot from the barrel, but anything else?
Yeah, the heat always travels through the weapon. That's why you shouldn't hold weapons near the barrel or of course touching the barrel. That's why it's like something like an STG or no, like a PPSH. Like in video games, they hold it from the magazine, not from the barrel, because if you touch that barrel or anything close to it, you're just burning your fucking hands. At that point, same with shotguns.
No, I guess so.
But nitpicks.
No,
small things.
Good eye.
Yeah.
Good eye. Good info. I didn't know that.
It's just the part of my brain deep down that has this knowledge that's never going to be used ever, just coming out.
Well, no, it's a good point because if that is true, I didn't know that because I always said this movie took good care of his weapon knowledge and everything else. But hey, good thing to break down.
It does, but the only film I think that truly does like handle weapons well is John Wick, because they are so focused on precision and reloading and weapon management and proper reloads. And in John Wick, I think the pistol does jam every so often, right?
They do, so you see him switch to another gun.
That happens frequently in weapons. Sometimes they jam, so you need to fix the jam. Which that would have been.
But John Wick, I don't have time to do this shit.
But he did. But that's a stylized action movie. This is more, I guess, hyper realistic action film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, this movie's really realistic.
That's what I mean. This is more of a hyper realistic kind of action film than John Wick is. John Wick is way more stylized.
Yeah, John Wick's point is to be stylized. To be fair.
Yeah, but that's the point. Yeah. So like, it gets away with things for that is what they are trying to do. But in this film, if they were to try to do that, it wouldn't work because it's not the tone at all that they're setting up.
It's a lot more chaotic.
Yeah.
But yeah, because as we know, the first act is basically just just
Commando.
Commando.
But yeah, I mean, we're actually coming up on an hour, so if we do want to wrap this up, I guess.
I guess we can wrap it up now.
Yeah. Yeah. You go ahead first. You go first.
Yeah, I'll go first. Predator, man, I love this movie so much. Watching every intricate detail of why the characters do what they do and the Predator. Shit, it's a very well constructed film, and I love it. I love it to bits. It's such a good action film, survival horror film. It's a horror film at points. It does get the job done on not exactly horror. I guess it would have at the time when movie monsters were, kind of a rare thing. Not so much rare, but effective.
Yeah.
They were very effective.
They had to work with what they had.
The alien. The
xenomorph.
Yeah. The xenomorphs that were very effective in scaring the audience. And hell, they might even scare me today.
The gremlins.
To be perfectly honest, but this movie gets tension right. And action. Characters. I like the characters a lot.
They're very simple.
Dutch is pretty great. He's pretty good. And of course, just the Predator, one of the most iconic movie monsters of all time.
Yeah.
Who is who's now a puddle compared to the statue of greatness that he was back then. But
It's all right.
we go back to these. We go back to these ones too.
We will never forget the Predator
To
because of
yeah,
holy shit how cool he looks.
he looks really cool, and I'm glad he's being honored in games
Yeah.
and DLC. But man,
And
uh,
in toys, there's still Predator toys to this day
yeah,
that do
he's
like
a cool toy
variations on
too.
the design.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just.
but man, I gotta say the whole lore thing.
Oh, the lore.
The lore thing
when they
with
tried to
him,
give the characters the Predator lore, it started.
It's getting too fucking much.
Yeah, but I will say, Predator lore is kind of sick.
So yeah,
it's a pretty cool race of like warriors. But when they started
it
building
is.
it with the xenomorphs and starting doing that super shit with the super predator,
that was terrible.
I was like, holy!
This makes no sense.
It made sense in the games, but not in the movies.
But you know what's crazy? Alien vs Predator really could have been a cool idea.
It should have been
really
the easiest movie to make cool, man. That is like, you take the xenomorph, you take the predator, they fight. You have a movie right there. We should talk about Alien vs Predator, that first film, because I think that movie actually.
I cannot hear you.
Oh. We should definitely talk about Alien vs Predator at some point. That film isn't as bad as I think some people say. That first film, Alien vs Predator Requiem, I have no defense. But first Alien vs Predator, it is not awful.
If you say so, I guess we'll find out, huh?
At some point later in the future. Fucking that movie. Yeah. Rating.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry, but I can't hear you.
Rating.
Huh?
Rating.
All right. Yeah, I am gonna give Predator a 9.5 out of 10.
What's holding you back? What is holding you back? What's holding you back?
Love it, but a little rough around the edges sometimes.
Rough on the edges. Well, I hate to departure from you a little bit, but I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10.
That's fine. It's not. Again, you said it. It's not for you.
It's a very well-made movie. I realistically have no writing flaws with the film. I just feel the movie's a little slow in the beginning, and again, it's just not for me fully. But I recognize its strengths, and it's an iconic film. But it works. I still like the movie. I own it proudly. I will watch it again later down in life. And it is a mean 4K Blu-ray. It looks amazing in 4K.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are some cool shots in the movie.
There are some very cool shots.
This is by the director of Die Hard, right?
John McTiernan? I think so, yeah. Which I think I like Die Hard more than this,
but I think I do too, but
yep. He did the first two Die Hards.
Die Hard's pretty fucking great, by the way, guys.
Yeah. Hey. Well, I guess that concludes our review of Predator. I thank you all for, watching and sticking with us for an hour of us rambling about the movie Predator and other movies. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and, click that subscribe button if you wish. And stick around for when we talk about next time. What film are we doing, Ernest?
What film are we doing, Ava?
Well, I guess we'll be doing the double feature of Edge of Tomorrow, the 2014 Tom Cruise film, And Death Note, the 2017 Netflix piece of shit.
Oh, why did you side with that? Death Note's an amazing movie.
Pray for us, folks. Pray.